Hi, Errol. So I didn't think that those videos I was doing on the Keynesian cross were doing a good enough job of explaining it. So I created a tool for us to use. If we go to the upcoming day here, Monday the 22nd, the simple Keynesian cross model app, we open it up, and this is a app that I created for helping to explain and just play around with the Keynesian cross model. So we have over, let me get my highlighter here. So over here we have where you can set the autonomous consumption, the marginal propensity to consume, the amount of investment, the amount of government spending. It tells you what the multiplier at any point is, what the total amount of autonomous expenditures, why, that's your income, your aggregate demand, how much that is, and the total amount of consumption. So if we change one of these variables, if we add some investment to the model. So right now it only has consumption in the model. So right, we have our C naught is 9,000, right? That's at 9,000 here as the C naught is indicated. And this line is just the aggregate demand. Right now, aggregate demand is just simply equal to the amount of consumption because right now investments zero in government is equal to zero. This is a simplified model in that it doesn't have taxes or exports or imports in it. So in that extent, this is a simplified version. So if we add some investment to this model, we can see now we get a new aggregate demand line that is consumption plus investment, right? The difference between the blue line and the red line is this 786, the amount of investment that we've put in. As we increase the amount of investment, it goes up. Of course, remember that the amount of GDP is going to be determined by where we end up with our aggregate demand line, where it crosses this 45-degree line, right? This 45-degree line, this is where income equals aggregate demand. And it always has to be the case that the amount of income equals the amount of aggregate demand, because when one person sells something, that's somebody else buying something. One person's expenditure is another person's income. So the amount of expenditures, the amount of aggregate demand has to equal the amount of income, right? So that is why we always have to end up on this 45-degree line. And so we have these dashed dotted lines showing you where the amount of GDP is, and here it tells you the amount of GDP. So if we add government in this again, it's going to cause the line to go up. You can change the marginal propensity to consume, and that will change the slope of the line, right? You'll notice that these, as we change the marginal propensity to consume, our intercepts over here that stays the same, but the slopes of the lines change. Now, other things that are available here on this app, we can go to the secondary version of this app, which has with savings. So click on that tab over there. Let me go back to investment equal to zero, government spending is equal to zero, and we'll talk about the amount of savings in the future. But this is the amount of savings on this purple line, and this graph also shows you the amount of investment and government spending. So we have this purple line is the amount of savings. This green line is the amount of investment in government spending. You might notice here that at the amount of income that we're at here, the amount of savings is equal to the investment in government spending. We'll have future videos explaining why that is. You can also look at this solving algebraically, goes through some of the algebra on it, and it solves it all for you. Here you can change your marginal propensity to consume, and you can see in real time the marginal propensity to consume change in the calculated multiplier, change in the amount of autonomous expenditures change as you change those. So if I change one of those, you'll see those numbers change. If I change the marginal propensity to consume, again, the multiplier changes. So there's that algebra. There's also a longer version walking you all the way through the algebra if you want to, get that reminder of walking all the way through the algebra. And then down at the bottom, you again have it where it's calculating the changes with the actual numbers for you. Last component, this is different components of it. If you just want to look at specifically the consumption or the savings to get some explanation of that, again, we're going to be talking about the savings function more in later videos today. Okay, so this is just an overview of this toy that I've created, and you're going to have a set of questions where I'm asking you questions about the Keynesian cross using this model to hopefully this helps you get the intuition, the understanding of it, helps bring where you can see the graph change and you can see how the algebra and the graphs work together. And say the same thing. So the next set of questions are going to be a set of questions where it's asking you to use this model to answer questions. Okay, good luck.